What is going on, guys? I'm Consumer Tech Review, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Aukey full-size gaming keyboard, more specifically the KM-G12. I'm going to flash back to a week or so ago when I got this, do the unboxing for you, and then we're going to flash back to the current day, and I'm going to give you my full review of it after that amount of time using it every single day. And if at any point in the video you guys want to check out this exact same product, I'll have Amazon links below for the US, UK, and Canada. Take it away, past Consumer Tech Review. All right, guys, unboxing the, I actually have no idea what it is. I know that Aukey sent this to me. I'm presuming that it's a keyboard, but I don't know anything about this keyboard, so that when I get my first impression of the unboxing, it's legitimately my first impression. So let's crack this thing open. Now that is some nice packaging, man. I like that. Let's get the knife open. And I'm kind of presuming that it's going to be a 10 key less keyboard. It kind of looks like that. It looks a little bit too small to be a full size, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a 60%, but you never know. The packaging's super nice. I love how they wrapped the box. In a black box with the Aukey logo right there. It looks really clean and pretty much just nothing on all the sides. I love that. Super clean. All right, 2 tabs on the bottom. And then there it is. So it is a keyboard. I was right. Okay, looks like really good packaging. Let's pull this out. And I think I hear blue switches. I think it's a blue switch keyboard. I'm excited. Moment of truth, guys. It actually looks like a full size, actually. And it is a full size. You get this 20-month product warranty. You get 2-year warranty on this thing. That's crazy good. And the manual. Now I just looked at this super quick and it says, so it is a full-size keyboard, obviously. And it says switch type is Aukey Blue. So does Aukey make their own switches? This should definitely be interesting to check this out, but overall this looks like a nice keyboard, man. I was not expecting it to look this nice. Whoa, this is literally blowing me away. It has the same kind of sleek, low profile that my HyperX keyboard has. You can see all the switches are sitting on top of it. And wow, the metal. This is all like open aluminum around here. I think it's aluminum, it might be steel actually, but this whole deck is metal. I think. Yeah, it's definitely metal because on the sides, on the edges right here, it's all shiny. That is so cool. You have the little lights that are gonna come on for the locks and number pad stuff. And that's all in this like metal. It's the same around here. Wow, that looks really nice. You have the same thing with the Aukey logo. Guys, this is literally blowing me away. And it's heavy too. Oh my God. There's RGB around the whole keyboard. What is going on? I was not expecting it to be this cool. Okay, on the bottom you got 3 rubber pads. Good, that's more than most companies actually have. Except they are smooth rubber, but I don't think it's gonna be an issue because you have 3 of them. Smooth rubber here. Okay, that's one little drawback that I see. This part is a little bit raised up and it's not rubber. Although they did put 3 here, so maybe it's not an issue. Although this is rubber. All of these are smooth, which I don't typically like, but not a big deal since they have 3 in the front. But overall, I'm really impressed by the build quality. Like, extremely impressed. But let's get a sound test. It's obviously a blue switch. The spacebar feels really, really solid. The really big thing with the keys is they feel really good on this because it's so tough. Like you can tell it's really premiumly made, which I honestly was not expecting. Let's get this baby plugged in right away. I'm super excited to see the RGBs on this. I have no idea how any of this is set up, but I know there's gonna be RGBs around here. So don't worry, I'm gonna turn this huge light up. There's a massive light right here. Overall, they look really nice. You do have the RGB coming around the entire keyboard, banding the entire thing, which is pretty cool. You can see the light on that metal right there. It looks really cool. Okay, so let's see, I think, so you do have different, that is for the different brightness of the keyboard. Now, I have no idea how much this thing costs. However, I will say, the RGBs look really good. They aren't quite as bright as my HyperX. However, I'm guessing that this keyboard is not $110 like the HyperX. But overall, the RGB looks really clean. Like, it definitely is not the brightest in the world. It's definitely not the dimmest. However, it's clean. Like, around here, really impressed overall. Yeah, it feels really good. So I'm actually gonna switch this to my main driver, and then I'm gonna come back in 2 weeks, and I'm gonna give you my full review of this, using it every single day for 2 weeks, and then give you my full review, and that should be in 3, 2, all right, and we are back. Let's jump right into the pros. The first one has got to be the build quality, because wow, for 55 bucks, and that's how much this thing is, it impressed me. This thing has a beautiful steel frame. It's finished in kind of a grayish finish on the top, kind of a gray-black, very, very deep gray. And then on the edges is actually the open metal, and it looks so good. The light flashes off of it, and it just looks really good. And then below that, you have the 360-degree RGB strip kind of thing on the actual keyboard, which again, looked awesome and very premium. And then on top of that, you have the full-size keyboard with 106 keys, and those all have individual RGB lit keys, obviously. And then you have a full number pad and all of the stuff, because it is a full-size keyboard. Now, obviously, some parts of it are ABS plastic. However, overall, it felt very solid, and it weighs 2.2 pounds, so it's gonna feel a little bit solid when you take it out of the box. Moving on to the next pro, which is the switches, which I actually really like. Now, this is a little bit different from the rest of the keyboards that I do, because Aukey doesn't outsource. They don't go and get switches and put them on their keyboards like Red Dragon, and pretty much everyone else does that. Aukey makes their own switches, which is actually pretty impressive. However, it's like, are they gonna be good? And actually, I was quite surprised, because these felt really good. Now, if you guys have used some of the Red Dragon products, most of the Red Dragon uses Altemu. These are Aukey switches, but the blues on this one, you can get this keyboard in blue or red switches, but the blues on this one, which is what I have, they feel pretty good. Now, obviously, this is not the same ballpark as a Cherry MX Blue. However, the price range dictates that it's not even gonna be close to a Cherry MX Blue. So for how much it costs, so it is actually on par with the Altemu Blues, if not a little bit better. It's very clicky, and it's quite a satisfying little bump for the tactileness, and actually, I quite enjoyed it, and I was surprised because Aukey built their own switches, and you know, you wouldn't think that they'd be this good, but they're actually quite good, and they feel quite nice. And again, if you're an enthusiast and you're all about Cherry MX Blues or Gaterons or something, yes, these are probably not gonna feel as good to you. However, for normal non-enthusiasts, and I don't even know if I would consider myself an enthusiast, but I'm not gonna diss a keyboard that is not completely perfect and not the perfectest switch in the entire world. They're really good, and for most people out there, you're gonna love these switches if you love blues. But again, if you don't want the clickiness, if you don't want the loudness or the tactileness, if you want a linear switch, they also come with reds, which are gonna be a little bit more silent. They're also gonna be a linear switch, so no bump going down. And it is the same link below, you just get to choose whether it's blue or red. Now, the next pro with this is the RGB. There's obviously quite a bit on this, because not only do you have the normal RGB on the top with the full size, which adds a lot of RGB, but also the ring around it, which is quite cool. You can play around, make it static, breathing, rainbow, a ton of different effects. And a little interesting point is on Red Dragon products and this product, they have almost the exact same effects, if not the exact same effects, in a very similar way to turn them on and off and change the stuff. So I'm thinking maybe both Red Dragon and Aukey outsource to the same company for programming their RGBs, which honestly is not a bad thing, because you're getting a ton of RGB customizability inside of a package that really doesn't cost as much as it should. Maybe not it should, because I like getting things fairly cheap, but you get my point. It's just really premium. And the real life experience, how is gaming on this thing? Gaming is really nice on this. I love looking down and seeing all that RGB, the RGB glow around it. And I just love blues, man. I love the clicky sound. Some people I know get sick of it, but I don't understand how you could. It's so satisfying to type extremely fast on this. Every time I type on a blue switch keyboard, I just want to keep typing on it, and gaming on it, same thing. I love it. I love blue switches. Maybe that's just my personality. It's obviously fantastic. Now, I wish I could give you some more stats on some of, like, you know, the actuation and stuff like that. I'm sure it's probably between 45 to 50 grams of pressure to press down, and probably 2 millimeters to actuation. They have some data on the listing, although I'm not sure it's exactly correct because it said 4 millimeters to actuation, and I know that that is not true. However, it's really, really quite good. However, there are 2 cons, and we're gonna go over those, make sure that they're not deal breakers for you. Now, the first con is the RGB, and I was like praising the RGB all throughout this video, so what's wrong with it? Well, I love it. There's a ton of customizable modes, and you never have to download a software to actually change them. Portkey lighting. I'm actually gonna show you how to do that very soon after, so wait if you want to check out how to actually customize it. But the only thing is that they're a little bit dimmer than normal. Now, this probably is a trade-off for the crazy build quality and the cost of the whole thing, as well as it being a full size. So honestly, I'm not knocking too many points off of that. The RGB is awesome, don't get me wrong. However, it does have to be in a little bit of a dimmer room, or at night. It obviously is not a problem, but something like my HyperX, this keyboard right here, it has crazy bright RGBs, although it is double the price, so you kind of make some trade-offs. And for the price and everything else you get, I'm definitely not knocking points off for that, but I thought that I should mention it. And the only other con is that it is not a detachable cord for the actual keyboard. So it's a wired keyboard, obviously, but you cannot pull the cord out. It's not like a mini USB or USB-C. So that is unfortunate. However, again, not a huge deal breaker. And guys, for the price, 55 bucks, full-size keyboard, steel frame, RGBs all over the place, super customizable. It's a fantastic deal. If you guys do want to go pick up one of these, again, I have the US, UK, and Canada Amazon links below. But now I'm going to show you guys how to customize this keyboard for the RGBs. Okay, so to simplify this for you guys, all of the RGB controls are basically the arrow keys and the multimedia keys. So basically the little section between the number pad and the normal keyboard. Now, if you hold FN and press the pause button, that is going to allow you to do per key lighting. And basically how you do that is you click it and then you're just gonna tap through them. You're gonna press each individual key until it is the color that you want it to be, and then you just leave it, and you do that for all the different keys, and then you can press FN and then press the pause button again, and then you're good to go. Now, to go through the different modes, it's basically the 2 keys to the left of that. And as well, you can do a static light mode, and then you can change colors, and I'm going to show you how to do that too. Now, to change colors, once it is on a static color, it has to be on a static color before you can change the colors. That would be the one after the rainbow effect. That's going to be the static color. And you can tell it's the static color because it will first start from the center and then really quickly light up the whole keyboard in one color. You know that that's the static one. When it goes from the center, it goes out. So you're gonna hold FN and then you're gonna press home, and that will change all the different colors to whatever you want, and that'll just be a static color. Now there's tons of different modes, breathing, all this different stuff, and you cycle through that with the 2 ones on the top next to the pause. Now to the left of the pause, that is where you can change the different setting for what the RGB ring around the keyboard is actually going to be. So you click that one and you can cycle through them. Breathing, there's a static color mode and the rainbow, and then you can change the color the same way that you changed the color for the static mode, except it is the page up button. Now it's not very complicated. It sounds complicated, but you just mess around with it. You'll get a feel for it pretty quickly. But guys, that is my review of the KM G12 Aukey mechanical full-size gaming keyboard with blue switches, or you can get it with red switches. Again, if you want to go pick this product up, I have Amazon links below for the US, UK, and Canada. And if you enjoyed my video and it helped you out, help me out and throw a like below. And if you want to check out my last video, I just did a review on Aukey's mouse, the Aukey Gaming Night Mouse, which is quite a good product. I highly recommend that you go and check that product out. And if you enjoy my videos, and if you enjoy other videos like gaming, tech reviews, I do a bunch of those things, so definitely consider subscribing. We're trying to get to 10K before Christmas. But this was Consumer Tech Review, and I will see you guys later.